Hello everybody, Cilantro here. Wanted to talk to you guys about trade packs. ArcheAge is a game with a very interesting system for its economy. It's largely player-based, which is really refreshing. And for new players, whether you're a patron, free-to-play, and old players alike, trade packs are a very important aspect of the game. The game itself actually does provide you with a quest line pretty early in your leveling that will actually tell you the basics of trade packs, how to use them, how to make them. But unfortunately, if you're like me, you're kind of in a hurry to level and sort of get through the earlier levels. So when you do it, you might just kind of breeze by it, not really get the full info that you need. These quest lines are available in Tiger Spine here at Anvilton, if you're the Eastern faction, roughly in this area. Regardless of which starter zone you come through, you'll hit the quest lines there. And if you're the West faction, I believe they are in Liliat Hills, somewhere around this Windshade area. So make sure you do those as you're leveling. The quest lines will actually give you a small farm, a large farm, and a donkey, all three of which are important for the crafting and gathering system in the game. Land is a little bit of a premium, but you at least will have it available if you do get lucky enough to spot some land to plant that stuff down. But that's not really the focus of this video. This video is about trade packs and their importance in the economy and how you can use them to make money. So the first thing I need to explain is sort of the fundamentals of what you get from trade packs and why you should do them. Trade packs can be crafted in certain specialty areas and are used to earn money, specialty crafting reagents, and Guild Stars, which are important for purchasing boats and houses and all those sorts of infrastructure type things. If you look at your map, and I've selected specifically the different things that I'm going to be talking about here, the item trader, gold trader, and all that sort of stuff, you can actually see where all these different things are available. So if I look over here in Solus Headlands, I can see that right here at the very end, if I kind of hover all these, I can see a fish stand, which is important for fishing. Not really the topic of this video, but there's a gold trader. And if I can actually sort of hide some of these, you can see there's a resource trader as well, and the aforementioned fish stand, and there should even be, if I can hide the appropriate things. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I already covered all of them. So, guild trader, gold trader, item trader. All three of them are available. Now, if you do a trade pack that consists of moving a trade pack from one zone in a continent to another zone in that same continent, so for example, Silent Forest to Solus Headlands, which is the trade on I'm going to be taking today in this video, Silent Forest to Solus Headlands, that is the same continent, and trade routes in the same continent will only ever earn you gold, which is a good thing. It's good to be able to make money, and trade packs in the same continent tend to be the easiest because you're probably going to be doing them on your own allied side. You can choose zones that are either in peace, like Hasla is here, or choose zones that are never at war, such as Silent Forest all the way through Solus, which is what I'm doing. So that's very handy stuff. Trade routes that go cross-continent can earn you either Guild Stars, depending on the zone you turn them into, or different crafting reagents, which are used primarily for alchemy, products that are used in just about every craft out there. But we're going to focus on the gold trading today. Everybody needs gold, and whether or not you're a free-to-play person or if you're a patron, you can make a lot of money from doing trade packs. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and head over to the crafting station here and show you how to make them and how to track where you should take them. Alright. I've arrived at the crafting area for the Silent Forest trade packs. If you check your map, you can actually track the creation stations, as it were, the crafting station, via checking the specialty workbench option under infrastructure on your map. If you select that, you can see exactly where specialty workbenches exist within each zone. Not every zone has a specialty workbench, and not every zone actually has places to turn in products. But a very easy way to determine where all potential trade routes are is if you go to your lower right-hand corner of your UI and click on Vocation, little scythe, and then the very first option, Trade Info. If you click on Trade Info, you can see a list of every zone that you can originate a trade pack, in this case we're doing Silent Forest, and every zone in which you can turn in a trade pack from the zone that you're originating. So in this case, we want to go to Solus Headlands. This will provide you with the information, essentially the exchange rates for any given trade pack that you are wanting to make. As more players turn in trade packs of the same kind, the value of that trade pack begins to decrease. It maximizes at 130% and dips all the way down to 70%. Just simply depending on the volume of trades that are being done at any given time. Over time, that regenerates and will build back up to 130%, but generally anywhere from 100, 110% and up is a trade pack probably worth doing, especially if you're in need of more and more money. You want to make sure you're doing the trade packs that are going to give you the most money proportionally. Now, when you bring up this UI, it actually has 6 different trade packs on it. For the purposes of this video, we're only going to focus on the first 2. The other 4 are only available in certain conditions that are not really the scope of this video. Largely, you're going to be doing trade packs that consist of the first 2. Every zone has 2 trade packs you can do, and they're always the first 2 that are listed here at the top. And if you want to know what the ingredients for those are, you can hit O, or it's also available down in the location menu. It's the folio. And then search the name of the zone that you are currently in. So, Silent Forest. If I could spell it correctly. Silent Forest. There we go. So, the first 2 that you'll see in the same group are the first 2 here. So those are the ones that you want to look at. Again, the third trade pack is a little special. Not something that's really something we're gonna focus on in this video. But we have 2 options here being in Silent Forest. We have Silent Forest dried fruit and Silent Forest palm candy. You can see the ingredients here. This would need 50 ground spices, 10 pomegranates. This needs 15 orchard puree, 10 milk. You can purchase almost all these items on the auction house. You can make them yourself if you know how. Again, not the subject of this video. But regardless of how you acquire them, once you've got the materials for a trade pack, you're going to require a quality certificate. Quality certificates are needed for every single trade pack, and they're available from general merchants, which are almost always located directly adjacent to the crafting stations in the first place. So just get yourself a quality certificate. Do not buy these off the auction house. If anybody's listing them in the auction house, they're trying to rip you off. They are from the vendor, and you should always purchase them from the vendor. And then all you have to do is simply dismount from whatever pet you're on. If you're on one, go up to the specialty workbench, right-click on it, click on the specialties, click there, and then hit craft. Takes a little bit of time, but not really too bad. And once you've crafted it, there are a few things that you really need to know and understand about trade packs. Trade packs, of course, are very high value commodities because they can be used to earn you significant amount of gold or other resources, as mentioned before, the Guild of Stars, the specialty reagents. The problem with trade packs is that if you die with a trade pack on, you drop the trade pack in the world, and anybody can loot it. Of course, the flip side of this is if you're a devious little bastard like I am, you can kill other players and take their trade packs and turn them in on your own time. But whoa, somebody's teleporting, I guess, next to me. Trade packs also slow you down considerably. As you can see, this is not a normal walking speed. I can still dash, which increases my speed very slightly, but I can no longer use my glider. The glider slot, so to speak, the back slot, is taken up by the trade pack. So, and you're also too heavy to actually be able to glide. So you can't walk at the normal speed. You can still go faster by sprinting, but no flying, and your regular amount will not really be able to bear the weight of a trade pack. However, if you've completed the quest line in the aforementioned zones, you will get and raise a donkey, which is pretty handy. The donkey actually does have the benefit of moving somewhat more quickly with a trade pack. And actually, there's a good example of something else you can do eventually. You can save up for a farm cart, and that will allow you to transport 3 trade packs at a time instead of 1. Pretty handy. Also, if you have a donkey and it's appropriately leveled, you can actually use the donkey, use one of the abilities on the donkey's bar. It's sort of a carrot on the stick thing where you can tease the donkey with a carrot and actually makes them move a little faster. So I'm going to go ahead and actually buy some carrots while I'm here. I don't actually have any on me. So I will buy some carrots. I don't know if I want to buy 158 of them. 30 seems pretty good. So I'll go ahead and take care of those real quick. We'll grab them out of the mail and I'll be good to go. Now, one of the most important things, again, referencing the fact that you will lose your trade pack. It will get dropped onto the ground if you die with it in your possession. Make sure that if you're unsure about the path that you're going to be taking, make sure to do some research first. take your mount, your regular mount, and just ride on foot from the beginning of your route to the end of your route. Note any hostile areas. Make sure that you're going to have your weapons equipped and are ready to deal with any potential mob aggro. And again, try to map out a route that's perfectly safe. For example, Solus to Rookborn Basin would be nice if Rookborn was in peace. If Rookborn's in peace, then that makes this a very long and potentially profitable trade route. It's unfortunately not in peace right now, so I'm going from Silent Forest to Solus instead. So I've got myself some carrots. Let me go ahead and summon my donkey, and I will hop on, and I guess I'm off. There's really not much else to be said, so I'm not going to bore you guys by showing you the entirety of the trip, but again, just make sure you do a little bit of research on the trip that you're going to take. There are also carriages available and airships available where you can sort of augment your own route. If you select the transportation option, you can see where all the different carriage stops are. Carriages, I believe, move a little faster than a donkey, and if you don't have a donkey, it's a very, very good way to transport yourself a little bit more quickly. There are airship locations all over the place. If you just check your map, like for example here in Falcourt, there's a few airship routes. So plenty of transportation options are available to you if you just look for them. But I'm going to go ahead and run this trade route, and I'll be back in just a little while to show you the turn-in process and talk a little bit more about trade routes. Alright, here I am in Ostera in the beautiful Solus Headlands, and I've made it to my destination right here on the port. Didn't take too long, wasn't really that big of a deal. Again, if you have a donkey, you can always move a little bit more quickly than normal. One other thing you can do actually is if you have Songcraft leveled, you can switch over to Songcraft and play the movement speed enhancing song. That'll make you go a lot faster. Another note that I didn't really mention too much of is, for obvious reasons, you can't actually jump through portals while carrying a trade pack. Otherwise, you can just port back and forth. You do actually have to go there. If you have a boat, you can always skim the coast as well. So for example, since I was going from Silent Forest to Solus, I could have went Silent Forest to Villanelle, come over here to this little bay, summoned my boat, and made the trip on the sea from there. Still pretty safe as long as you stay close enough to the coast, but whichever method of transportation you choose, I wish you the best in making it there safely, because if you don't, my guild's probably going to be there, and we're probably going to take your trade pack from you, because that's what we do. Okay, so here's a Guild Star Trader, just to show you, if you try to talk to this, it says this merchant doesn't deal in this type of item. Same thing with the Resource Trader, and the reasoning behind this, again, is because the only trade packs that you are allowed to get these resources from, whether it's Guild Stars or the trading, what do you call it, vocation-specific items from the Resource Trader, have to be from the other continent, just to make that very clear. So I would have to go from the aforementioned Silent Forest to, I don't know, Sandeep or Cinderstone or Soulsreed, wherever. But you can get gold, so let's see what our turn-in rate is here. I'm going to go ahead and talk to the NPC. We have 125% of the base rate, which is 6 gold, 31 silver, 71 copper, not too bad. You do have to wait 22 hours to get your items, but you do get a little bit of interest for that time, which is kind of nice. And just as a note here, if someone, like say, I don't know, Bacon, my guild, were to come along and kill you and take your pack, there's a good chance that it'll get turned in eventually, and you'll still get 20% of the proceeds, which is about enough to cover the cost of the pack that you made. You'd still have lost the labor from making it, and obviously the time that you took to graciously place it in another guild's hands, but at least you're compensated slightly for that, and then whoever actually does end up turning it in will get the other 80%. But not too bad. A couple of gold for just a quick trip across the land, and if I keep doing this, I could save up enough money to buy a farm cart, and that would make it a heck of a lot easier to do a bunch more trading. So there we go, and 22 hours from now, I will be slightly richer. So that's pretty much all I had to say about trade packs. As far as the same continent trading goes, I will likely make a video on cross-continent trading and a few other tricks that you can do with trade packs to make your life a little bit easier. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. Check out my live stream at twitch.tv/CilantroGamer, or you can tweet to me at CilantroGamer. Thank you for your time. Hope you learned something, and watch out for Bacon, because we'll steal your stuff from you.